Hey y'all, it's Brady. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited to have you here for another video with some easy meal ideas for your family. So I've got a few that I'm going to show you step by step how I made these, and then I've got a few that I'm just giving you, quick snippets of our plates and showing you, just giving you a little bit of meal inspiration of some easy things that you could throw together for your family. And there are lots of goodies to enjoy in this video. So let's jump on into it and I'll show you what I've been making for dinner lately. Alright, so first in our lineup we've got a buttery garlic steak and potato skillet. I've got some Yukon Gold potatoes here that I've just cut up into small pieces. They're about, half an inch thick and about 1.5 inches or so long. And I have got 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil there. And then we're just going to season these up with some salt and pepper and garlic powder. And we'll just let these cook away on medium heat just to where they are cooking through and starting to brown. This is probably the longest part of the recipe, is just getting these lovely potatoes to cook through so that you're not biting into a hard chunk of potato. You can absolutely add in whatever seasonings that you prefer. I think I end up even throwing in some lemon pepper seasoning, and I just kind of go with that. So I'm also going to add in some minced onion. If you and your family like onions, you could certainly finely dice up some fresh onion and put that in here. But we like the flavor of onion, but most of us are not too keen on biting into an actual piece of onion, especially with kiddos. So this is an easy way to do that. And yep, just like I said, I like to add in this lemon pepper seasoning, and it is salt-free, and some Italian seasoning as well. So just stir these so that you coat them all in the oil and butter mixture, and you can see after about 10 minutes here they're already starting to brown, but you're just going to let them keep going. Then come over here, slice up your ribeyes, whatever steak that you are wanting to use, into about 1/2 inch thick pieces. And then you can see this is after about 25 minutes or so on the potatoes. That oil has cooked away, but this flavor was soaked up in there. I'm removing those potatoes to the side for a moment. Then we're going to add in another tablespoon of olive oil and another tablespoon of butter. And then once that has come to temperature, you throw in your steak into this hot skillet, and there's still, bits of flavor from cooking those potatoes in there, so it works out really well. Make sure you go through and break up your pieces of meat so that they all cook evenly. After about 2 minutes of cooking, I like to add in some Worcestershire sauce, some salt and pepper, and garlic powder as well. And then here is a look at it when I add the potatoes back into the pan. The steak cooks very quickly because it is thinly sliced. So then once you're adding this back to the pan, you're pretty much just kind of combining everything and letting those potatoes come back up to a hot and bubbly temperature. Make sure you test your potatoes and make sure that they are done to your liking. But here is a look at it all finished up. It was absolutely delicious. I made a quick bag of steamed broccoli, and we had some yeast rolls from Sam's Club, I believe, and just made that into our meal. Okay, so my kids aren't big on steak, so they did get a little bit to try, but let me show you their plates. I had a side salad with mine as well, but the kids had strawberries, cucumbers, some rotisserie chicken, a little bit of the potatoes and steak to try, and then a roll with their milk and chocolate almond milk. All right, so let's move into the next meal, and I apologize I did not get full footage, but this is just some thinly sliced chicken, pan-seared in a little bit of butter and olive oil. Then you're going to coat it with barbecue sauce, shredded cheese, and green onions, and it's good to go. I also made these bacon green beans, which I'll have to share in another video as well, more step by step. But here's a look at our plates. Kids had a little bit of everything and some mashed potatoes on the side. I just made those quick Idahoan instant mashed potatoes that are like I think these are the baby reds with garlic and Parmesan. Okay, and I did not get footage of this one as well, but again, I just wanted to give y'all some more ideas. So I made a beef stew, which I literally just had some stew meat and seared it in my Dutch oven. I also then just added in a bunch of veggies and broth, let it cook all day with some seasonings. I had also made this bowl of country rustic bread, and there's our soup. So we like a lot of potatoes, carrots, green beans, corn, but you can do certainly any kind of veggies that you have on hand. Go through your freezer and your pantry and just pull stuff out. We also had this spice cake with cream cheese frosting for dessert, and it was so delightful. Okay, moving into the next meal. I had marinated some chicken and just put it on my little inside little grill, like a George Foreman type grill. Chopped that up. I had made homemade flour tortillas and some of this Spanish cheesy Mexican rice. I think this is the old El Paso cheesy Mexican rice. And I will show you in another video, if I haven't already, our homemade tortillas. But we just made some quick quesadillas with these, and it was delightful. One of the other meals I wanted to show you is that I like to make homemade pasta carbonara, but it's like my no egg version. So we had that one night with some warmed French bread with everything seasoning on it. And then I think this is the last one that I did capture more of what I actually did. But this is some thinly sliced, boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And I just diced them up into about 1 inch by 1 inch pieces. And then I dumped in about 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. That was it. This is about 5 chicken breasts. And I just coated this in my bowl here. Made sure each piece was thoroughly coated with flour. And then you're going to see that we're going to add it to some hot oil. About a 1/2 inch in the skillet worth of oil. And you're just going to fry up these pieces in batches. Set the chicken to the side and then add in your sweet and sour sauce. Pop a bag of 90-second rice into the microwave, and you have a super simple, easy meal without having to go to too much trouble and without having to go get takeout. So, may not be the healthiest meal, but it is very budget friendly. And you could even make your own sweet and sour sauce. I just like to keep a couple jars in the pantry so that I'm ready for this type meal in about 20 minutes. And we can do it quickly. And when I'm really prepared, I go ahead and put bags in my freezer of diced up chicken breast so that then I can just pull these out for easy type meals like this. The biggest thing that I would like to remind you is that you're going to have oil left over, and you're going to want to pour that oil out and then wipe off your pan so that you don't have a ton of oil there in your, chicken and sweet and sour sauce mixture. But fry it in batches so you don't overheat your pan, and then just when they're golden brown, pop those out onto a paper towel lined plate or a metal rack, and let those cool and let those grease drain off. Add it in. Here's what my pile of chicken looks like, and then here's what it looks like after I've mixed it with the sweet and sour sauce. We had, like I said, the 90-second jasmine rice, chopped up some green onions on it, and had a side salad, and that was a quick and easy dinner. It was so good. We also paired in a little bit of this Olive Garden dressing, and it was delightful. Another meal, and I think I've shared before a couple of times how I make this, but I just made a rich chicken casserole. The kids had that, green beans, strawberries, and cucumbers. And then we also did some mashed potatoes and a side salad, I believe, with ours. So here's our plates. Yep, and we did a side salad with some homemade ranch we had left. And that was dinner that night. So you can see here, there's definitely some easy options. I would love to hear in the comments, like, what are some of your go-to, like, I don't really want to cook, but I don't want to spend money on takeout, don't feel like leaving, what have you. What are some of your go-to meals? One other meal that I wanted to show you is that I also made a Salisbury steak. This is one of my husband's favorites. I think I have a video on this, so if I do, I will go ahead and link that down below for you. I know it is an older video of mine, so be kind. We were learning, still learning now. But I just popped a bag of steamable frozen peas in the microwave, made some mashed potatoes. The kids are not big on a Salisbury steak, so they had some leftover grilled chicken. And that's what we had for dinner, and it was so So good. So good. So definitely keep that in mind as another easy meal that you can put together. And I think I actually had, yes, I did. I had some leftover sweet and sour chicken with the jasmine rice on mine. Thank y'all so much for being here for this What's for Dinner. Have a great week.